real quick, because I want to make sure we get to this. Cam, good to see you. I see you there. Hello, Cam. Guys, Cam is new with us. Just got a switch like yesterday or the day before, I think, right? Just in the last couple of days.
Oh wow.
Got his license moved over. His wife how long you been doing real estate, Cam? How long?
Oh, you're
Oh,
muted, my man.
we're not hearing you. It doesn't say you're muted, but we can't hear you. Let's see here. Be careful, you're driving. Don't
Exactly.
worry about it if it messes you up. I want to
Can
get
you
your
hear me now?
question. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Gotcha. I want to make sure we get your question answered. When did you get how long you been
Well,
doing
now
real
I
estate?
can hear you.
You can't hear us? We hear you. You're not hearing us. It's probably Bluetooth stuff and all kinds of stuff
Hmm.
there. Be careful, man. Be safe.
There we go. Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear us now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, okay, good deal. Well, be safe while you're driving. We don't.
Yeah.
So
Nah, it was on my car. So the microphone.
okay, and that yeah, you now he's freezing up.
When you're a ways from that mic, it sometimes breaks up. Yeah, try
Yeah,
again,
we
Cam.
got you. Cam, how long have you been licensed? How long have you been doing real estate?
Just a little bit over 2 years.
2 years. Doing well. He's in Alabama. Wife just got licensed. Wife just gave birth 3 weeks ago. Brand new baby boy. So they both just moved over here. Um, are you hearing me, Cam? Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. Because here was his question. I want to see what you guys think. So he texted me a little bit ago while I was in the Zoom meeting, and he was asking, should they come in as a domestic team or should they come in? Hold on a minute. I got to mute.
I got you. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Should they come in as a domestic team, or should Cam sponsor Alexa, his wife, so that they get the splits? There'd be two monthly fees, $85 a month each. But there is an advantage when it comes down to the revenue share with her closing deals and that kind of stuff. Sean, do you have any thoughts on that in terms of that
Well,
structure?
and even production. I mean, if he sponsors his wife, if your wife's going to do the production, that's obviously going to pay him the $1,600, which would obviously, well, 85 times 12, it's going to still be a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, there's been so many discussions on that. The company, last I heard about, it's probably been a year and a half since I've had that discussion. They really, I don't want to say frown against it, but they really want everybody to share a center and not have somebody sponsoring somebody.
Although he said that this all came up in the meeting he had it was in a meeting you had with EXP, right?
Yeah, it was. It was the setting up the team meeting.
So
So it's so
they're the ones
you're
talking
set
to
it
him.
up where you're going to sponsor your wife. Is that correct?
Yeah, they were asking me whether I wanted to do a domestic team and we have one cap and everything under one person, or if I wanted to do a um the other one's called, I think, a full cap or something like that. And uh sorry, I'm trying to turn around right here.
Well, I mean, the big advantage, Cam, obviously, and you know this, is if you sponsor your wife and you guys run all the production through your wife, and if you're going to
Yeah,
attract all the attraction through your wife, you're double dipping, right?
yeah,
I mean, yeah, so you're going to get paid two ways. So I'm trying to think of what is the advantage if they share a center. I don't really know of an advantage other
One
than
K.
lowering your,
That's
The
it.
only
yeah, one
advantage is
cap.
Period.
one fee and one cap. But if they ran all the
Right.
business through his wife,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Cam, I mean, again, if you run all the business through your wife, do all of the deals through her, if she caps, that's going to pay you $4,000
Yeah.
yeah,
right there, which is way more than the 85 times
That's
12.
right.
yeah,
So you're making more money that way.
That's right. Yep.
Just you run everything through her and you guys run it as a team. If I hindsight, like, because I don't think that was even available. We didn't even think about it when my wife and I came in. It wasn't
yeah,
even talked about. In hindsight, there's been times I've tried to go back and change it and I couldn't change it.
yeah,
So I think it's something we could talk more about it offline, but I think it's something to consider for sure.
yeah.
Kristen,
And
you got
that's
a question. I saw you're in the note in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they told me in the meeting is they said if you're going to do that, you need to do it right now because after you do it, you're getting- but unless you like if you wait, you're not gonna have the option. But if you do it right now, you can still do that setup. So
Well,
Right.
that's why I was asking for advice on
yeah.
if there was
Well,
something I was missing. But I was thinking the same thing y'all were thinking. If there's a way to double dip, why not? But
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you think
Yeah.
about it, it's going to cost what 90 times 12, $1,080 is
yeah,
the extra you're paying. If she's going to cap every year, even after the first 4,000, it's still going to pay that, 1,600. So it's going to offset it. But now if you build rev share, God, and just go add 10
yeah,
people to your rev share in the next year or two, and that's probably another $1,000 a month. So yeah, you're definitely better off setting it up this way. I can't think of any disadvantage.
I
It's
agree.
purely an advantage building it this way.
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah,
Because Cam by himself has been doing what, 10, 12 deals a year, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
roughly
So
in
you'll
that
cap,
range.
I mean, whatever, and just run all those through her
Hmm.
now instead. And so
Yeah,
you'll
just
make
kind of make me the like we would still be a team, but almost in a sense we just run all the business through her name, and then it goes through her name, comes up to me, and then to you eventually. Like that would
yeah,
be
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
totally.
funnel. That would be the way it would work.
Totally. So we can talk more about it after this when you're done here later, but I think that's probably that was my thought. I think it's probably the best way to go. But I just thought, come in here
Yeah,
and you get some input from other people. So
yeah, and
just so you, for
it
everybody here
costs
who's
a little
new,
bit more up front, but it would be I think long run it would definitely be beneficial.
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be 149 instead of just one, but then in
Yeah,
85 a month instead of 85 and 50. So it's just an extra 35 a month,
yeah.
but not a big
But
deal
like
there.
y'all were saying, $4,000 for capping, and then if you start doing revenue sharing, it just builds a lot more.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so just so you know, and again, so we'll meet later on, Cam, as far as I know you're gonna meet with Vonda. Make sure you get on her schedule, then
Yeah.
we'll meet. But we do this every Wednesday. For all you who are new, we do this every Wednesday. A lot of you guys come every week, but good to be here. It's just always good to come in and we just mastermind. We never know where we're going with it. So just get quick questions answered, different things, different topics, whatever you guys want to talk about. We do that here every week. So, and just a good place to meet other agents. So let's see,
Question.
Kristen. Are you okay? Kristen, you're still here. You just moved on me. Do you have a question on that? Because I saw you have the same question. Are you coming in, a husband and wife team as well?
I, I'm already in, but I do a lot of the attraction piece, the recruiting piece. So I'd
Okay.
also like to know the answer for when I'm having conversations with people. It made sense to me that I should run my deals through my husband since I brought him in and sponsored him. So I assumed that's what we should
Yeah.
do. So it was good to hear you guys talk about that.
Yeah. It makes sense to me when if you can do it that way, I
Agree.
think.
I
So
agree.
Mhm.
I wish I was set up that way. I'm not.
Yeah.
So
Chris,
anyway.
do you mind me asking, what are you doing today for attraction? What do you do?
So I'm working with Monica De Roussel here in Cincinnati, and so a big part of what I'm doing, we call me the growth director or director of growth. So the goal is to help our agents become more profitable and productive, as well as attract agents to our organization. So I'm on the phone dialing, calling people, seeing if they'd want to sit down and talk about EXP, hosting events. I've got a happy hour tonight, so that kind of stuff.
Okay. So hosting events, and I would assume I interview agents every Monday morning that are big attractors, and almost every one of them are also big producers. And 90% of it all today is being done through events. And all they're doing is
Hmm.
giving value, not talking about EXP, just giving value, giving value. And
Yep.
eventually they ask you, obviously, about EXP. So is that
Yeah.
kind of your primary goal? You guys are going to drive it through events?
Absolutely. Well, events and another key piece that we have is I'm also a coach. I've been coaching for years. So we also have that attraction piece that not only do we have the get to know one another, but it's also how we can take your business from here to there quickly together. And so I offer one-on-one coaching with the agents that we bring on. Anybody I co-sponsor, any of that.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Good for you.
Cool.
Thanks.
Danelle, did you have a question about?
Yeah. What are you having that you're hosting tonight? Kristen?
Tonight's happy hour, but I've been mixing it up. I've created a cadence on my calendar where I everyone knows that it's going to be the fourth Wednesday of the month is happy
Mhm,
hour, the third Tuesday of the month is whatever. So we do
mhm.
training events as well as guest speakers, happy hours. We've got a whole mind, body, soul series that we do once a month where we do something like massages or a hike or yoga in the park or whatever. So we're trying to
Hmm.
cater to everyone with all the
Okay.
things.
Okay, so the thing tonight isn't for the public, it's for your team?
It's for everyone.
Everybody? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
How do you advertise that?
A lot of it's word of mouth. I've been doing it for years just on my own with a group of
Mhm,
people. I started it with two guys, one that was a lender and one that was in title company. We called it Boys Night Out for the longest time and it just grew.
mhm.
And so now it's just happy hour and all are welcome.
And is that like at a certain, like a bar or a restaurant that you host it and people go to that? Okay. All
Yep.
right. Thank you.
I don't pay for a thing. We all just show up and hang out.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very cool. Jeremy, good to see you. How you doing? Why don't you unmute yourself here? Jeremy's in Florida also. Where you at, Jeremy, in Florida? Where at? I forget.
It feels like at the bottom of a soup bowl right
Oh,
now. Uh, Basically just north of Clearwater Beach.
Okay. Danelle's in Ocala. Chrissy is, I forget. Chrissy, where you at in Florida?
Gainesville, north of Ocala.
Gainesville. There you
You
go.
in Gainesville.
Yes.
Okay.
Tina's in Orange Beach, but she works Pensacola. So we have Florida people in here. So
Nice.
but Jeremy, do me a favor because you texted me there last night. I was at a men's group that I go to on Tuesday nights, helping out with some a thing that I do, and I wasn't able to get back to you last night. But I didn't totally understand your question, so can you ask your question in here? Because you're in the middle of fast cap and you're doing all kinds of stuff right now. You got your funnels going.
Yeah. So I've got I right now the only funnel I have running is the new construction.
Sure.
It's probably been a few weeks now. I think my lead tally right now is at 27,
Okay.
but
Wow.
10 plus of them I'm having active conversations with like daily.
Good.
Awesome.
Some of them that are 6 months to a year out, I'm just working through those objections. And usually when I start talking to people about their leases ending and when you actually want to be looking for a house so you find the right one, and then by the time you close, your first mortgage
Mhm,
isn't even for like another month and a half or more, depending on the day of the month that you close.
mhm.
That you could really set this up to where you never double up on rent and mortgage, blah, blah, blah. So good conversations on all of those. What I wanted to know is in our funnel, um, does it automatically do it, or do we have the ability to go in there and do it and like set up search parameters for what the person's looking for so that they automatically get emails with any updated listings? Kind of like the MLS.
There's no place in the funnel to actually do that. But I mean, like my wife and I, because we have our funnel running, like when we get in conversations with them, depending on how far out they are, I mean, if they're looking in 1 to 3 months or even 3 to 6 months, we try and meet them. Let's set the appointment and meet up. Let's go look at a few things, whatever. And so we're doing that with a few people.
Okay.
But I think too, if they're longer out, I will try and set them up on a search. And right now I'm just doing the MLS search typically,
Okay.
just setting them up
So,
on that. Now we also have
so
that. Let me say one other thing. So there's
go
that
ahead.
new home source professional,
Yep.
which is what I set up. So that for us is all the new homes, and so a lot of times I will set them up on a search there also. So two different searches,
Okay.
because that new home source professional site has a whole bunch of new homes on there that are not listed on the MLS. So I
Okay.
tend to set them up on both, and then they're getting my newsletter every week and just nurture them along. And hey, when would be? I always ask that question with everybody. At the end of that conversation, when would be a good time for me to follow back with you? Call us
Yep.
in. Where our lease is up in 8 months. Call us in 3 months. Whatever. So, and whatever they say, cut it in half.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I always leave the conversation with kind of that to be continued. And I don't mean like next year when the new season starts. I mean like a week from now, 2 weeks from now, whatever. Like I just tell them that I'll be in contact. I'll stay in contact if anything changes. just let me know that they have all my forms of communication available. So
For sure. So
yeah,
one
we're
of the things
doing
that
well on those.
one of the things I do with some of these people that are long out, again, like right here we are having builders even like with some of the money that they're offering in incentives, like they're offering to, even buy out leases or help buy out leases, pay different things. There's all kinds of things the builders are rolling out. I mean, it's something to just put it out there, whatever, depending on the builder and
Yep.
incentives that they're offering. I mean, so we have one right now that's offering again $75,000. We had a guy military that they paid off a cart, they paid off some debt, they did all this stuff to make it work out of that money,
Wow.
and got him into a house. I mean, so which is what so we got a lead that my wife is actually working with right now. They actually put in loan applications for two different builders yesterday. She showed them houses on Sunday, a lead that came in last week through the funnel.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and again, the thing that when I called him and he answered the phone and we talked, his commanding officer was the one that, yeah, the builder paid off this and paid off that. We're like, yeah, we should go look at this. And so that's how we got in touch and whatever. So we'll see where all that goes. But
Nice.
Hey,
something to look at.
Jeff, can't you, Jeff,
Let me hold on. Just one of the things I want to just mention here too for everybody. When a lead comes in like this, let's say they're, yeah, we're just looking, yeah, we're 6 months out, or we're 8 months out, or we're 12 months out. Not everybody will do this, but one of the things I learned through Craig Proctor's program when I was part of that years ago was just like, look, well, see if they're open to going out and looking at a few homes right now, just to go look. And this is what I tell them: like, look, let me get the details of your search, okay? And I'll set that up. No rush. It'll just keep you up on what's on the market. You'll see what's coming. You can check it once a week or once a month, whatever you want to do. But it'll kind of keep you up on things.
I
Would you?
Jay, how
Hold
what are
on.
my options to pay?
Let me turn Andy off there. So one of the things that will happen is I'll ask them, hey, I know you're not looking for another 12 months, no rush. Would you be open over the next couple of weeks? Let's just pick a time, pick out 3 homes on the list that I send you that look interesting to you, and let's go look. I know you're not looking to buy those homes. It's just so that we can do a better job for you. I want you to go in those homes and I want you to point out to me, here's the things you like about this home, here's the things you're not crazy about this home. That will help us do a much better job for you on sending you the properties that you really have an interest in and want, versus me sending you a whole bunch of things you have to weed through that you just have no interest in at all. So if we could set up a time like that, that would just be a great help to us. It'll help you get a feel for what's out there. And the ones that are open to doing that, what do you think happens when you go out and look at a few of those homes? All of
They
a sudden,
find one and they're like, I want this house. Let's put in an offer today.
that's happened. This happened, and but I've had those too, where all of a sudden 12 months turns into 6 months, 12 months turns into 4 months because they get excited about what they're seeing out there. Take them out to a couple of those new build homes, the model homes that are just decked out, and they see some of the incentives, and they see that they can pay off their lease early and that kind of stuff. Like, okay, oh, wait a minute, okay, like, yeah, let's figure this out. And a lot of apartment complexes or places they're renting, we'll let them do stuff with their lease anyway, whatever, give them a 2 month notice or whatever, and you can get out of it. There's different things you can do. So anyway, just some thoughts on any of these leads coming in like that. So, Sean, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask, when Jeremy was bringing that up, I thought with the BoldTrail, can't you set up a lot of automations on what your clients and stuff are looking for? Can a lot of that be automated through BoldTrail?
Yeah, you can set up a search in
Yeah.
BoldTrail. Yeah.
Yeah.
BoldTrail.
What CRM are you using, Jeremy?
I did select BoldTrail. I haven't finished building that out. I kind of just hit the ground running with the one for our funnels. And so I've been using Attract ROI basically as my primary CRM right now
Sure.
because
Yeah.
my focus is to get business right now. But as I'm going through FastCap, I'm adding in some extra information on BoldTrail. So that way, by the time I'm done with FastCap, when we get those free leads, I can dump them in there and start working those as well.
Yeah. And I'm sure Jeff turned you on, but go look at the last 2 trainings we've done for BoldTrail. We had Anthony Robinson come in.
Okay.
Anthony Robbins, yeah, phenomenal. You can find that on our YouTube channel. You can just go there, go to your search and go type in his name. We'll pull up both the trainings he did, and they've all been done the last year. One was about 3 months ago, and one was about a year ago. They're both awesome.
Really good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check them out.
For sure. And Tina, I see your note here. You move your funnel qualified leads over to BoldTrail. So,
Yeah, that's been the quagmire. I asked that question of the young lady yesterday. how she handled all these multiple lists, because I've got the same thing, multiple lists going on. But I have started taking the Go High Level funnel, and once I've qualified them, I've actually spoken with them and qualified them, and they're a good lead, strong lead. I move them into BoldTrail and ask them if it's okay if I put them on a search, even if I haven't met with them in person yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we set up a lot of people on, on searches, just to try and again, provide some info, provide value, start becoming that one that they want to think about when they start thinking about homes and real estate, just anything to get my name out there in front of them. And then the weekly newsletter as well. That's been good. So,
And Danelle, yeah, go ahead, Danelle.
You're muted, Danelle. You're muted, Danelle. There you go. We can't hear you.
There, can you hear me?
There you go. Yep.
So I'm definitely a person. I ask a lot of questions. So let me
Go
know
ahead.
if it's too much.
Why
But
you're here.
two things I wanted to know. If you're going to take that buyer, like he was just talking about, and you're going to show new construction, do you get in touch with the agent from them? Excuse me, I'm hoarse. To find out what the perks are that they have to offer so that you can tell the buyer is one question. So do you find out the details before you take the person to the new build? Like you can find out what are they actually offering?
We do personally. I mean, just like because again, we've got so many builders out here, so we've got the list of all the builder incentives, broken down by builder. And so, like again, like this guy we talked to the other day, this lead comes in military. He's going to use VA. He wants to have his payments right around 2,800 a month, max. Finding out some different things from him. Okay, so now which builders would potentially work for him? So my wife took some time through those incentives and kind of narrowed that down based on some rates, monthly payment, all that kind of stuff. So here's the 5 builders that we're going to go look at. You know what I mean? Out of the 20 that are in town. So just kind of narrow. Now, I don't know that she called. She might have called. I think she did call a few of the builders' reps. She has gotten to know a lot of the reps, with the builders, just by going out there doing the video tours and just going into the offices and different things. So she's got several, like just on a first name basis. I know Mickey at Meritage and just different ones that she'll call. And hey, I've got here's my buyer. Do you guys have something that could work for this guy? Oh yeah, bring him out. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, add him to the list. That's one of the homes we go look at.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does everybody always put 75,000 on the ad?
Oh no. I no. You want to figure out what are the incentives in your market,
right? Because when they actually start posting it, I don't want to say 75,000 because people would say I don't believe it.
Yeah, no. So you want to put whatever you figure out the incentives in your market. I use ChatGPT or Claude.
Okay.
And I get very specific on it. Like for Claude, give me a list of all the local builders here in El Paso County where I'm at. Whatever, local and regional and national builders. I'm not looking for the custom builder that does 2 homes a year. Like that's not who I'm looking for. We have those here. I'm looking for the regional and national builders. Gives me the list. Give me a list of all the current incentives as of June 24th, 2026. Okay. Right. And it'll go and search and it'll spill all that out. Now, and I look through all those. What are the best things in there? And I'll update my ad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
For sure. Who else has a question or a thought or a comment? Or did we lose Kathy? Oh, she turned her camera off. So, Jennifer, hello. Good morning. Andy, I had to mute you. Sorry, nothing personal. We were hearing your phone call. So you're muted now, Andy. Good to see you. So, and Jeanette, yesterday was good. Who was on yesterday? If you missed yesterday, watch the recording of that. That was excellent. She talked a lot about expired listings and what she's done. An amazing story. Her whole story was incredible, but just her energy and what she's doing with expireds, it was powerful. In fact, here I'll put the list of questions that she talked about. I'll put that list of questions here in the chat. Give me a second, but that'll also be posted on the video. It should be up later today, I believe, and you'll have that done. So, Ryan, got your hand up. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jeff.
There you go.
I just really wanted to gain a little more insight. I hear you guys talking about funnels, and I feel like there's a system somewhere that I might be overlooking or not utilizing or something like that. So where are we getting these funnels from? Are they like in our current CRMs or are they our outside platform? Just a little insight on that.
Yeah, so there's a group of us, Kathy, Sean, myself, let's say, well, Tim. There's different ones that we basically bought into a licensing deal essentially with Michael Reese. I've known Michael for 24 years now. Michael's an EXP agent. He was top 10 in the world with Keller Williams. Had his own brokerage. He and Jay Kinder were business partners for a long time. So I reconnected with Michael about 4 years ago, started working funnels for attraction, but also for production. And so Michael, a couple years ago, put together like a licensing thing where, like for us, if I sponsor whoever I sponsor into EXP, I can give them the funnels. And all of us who have that licensing deal can. Everybody else, they can buy the funnels. It's pretty minimal. It's like $400 a month, which might sound like a lot, but if you have one closing for the year, it covers the cost of the funnels. And when they're set up and running, I mean, they work phenomenal. I mean, so they really do. I mean, I've had my new construction funnel on for the last couple of months, and I mean, we have a couple under contract right now, and we're building up a pipeline of business. I mean, it's big what it does. But there's seller funnels, buyer funnels, all kinds of stuff you can do. So if you want to look deeper into that, Ryan, just let me know because we could certainly get you in touch. I
Definitely.
think you could probably get them through through Kathy or myself, whatever. We'll figure that out. Figure out your
Perfect.
kind of what chain you're in here with all this, so we could talk about it. Just
That
another way.
sounds good to me. Just let me know.
Yeah. So, very cool. Let me find that real quick. Let me find this thing so I can put it in the chat from yesterday. Here, hold on a second. Where is it? Go ahead and ask a question, anybody, while I'm looking for this. If you have a question, who has a question? Somebody's got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Or
advise one funnel at a time?
I would say one funnel to get started with, and
Yeah.
then once you get one going and you learn the system and how it works, you can build out as many funnels as you want. There's all kinds of ways to do it. I mean, so I know people have 3 and 4 different funnels going.
Mm-hmm.
I think one funnel, something to think about. And again, keep in mind, guys, you do not have to do a funnel is a system to organize it, a system for drips. You don't have to have this system to do it. I mean, I think like new construction right now, just across the country, it's a hot topic. And so I think there's all kinds of ways to run that without actually having a funnel. Even if I didn't have a funnel, I'd probably be running things out there for new construction because of what they're doing. I mean, at least here in Colorado Springs, they're rolling out the red carpet. I mean, the incentives they have in place and buying the rates down into the threes, that kind of stuff, which that speaks a lot right now. There's lots of things you could do to get the phone to ring or get people to raise their hand, tell them, I want more information on that. How does that work? And you could do that with or without an actual funnel. You could do it through BoldTrail. You could do a landing page in BoldTrail and capture leads, whatever, where they want to get the information on all the builder incentives that are out there, and you market those incentives, and that you get the lead and you provide them the incentives. You find out what they're looking to do.
Okay.
So there's ways to do that with or without a funnel, but once you learn that system that we have and get it going, you could do multiple different things. I'll tell you one I know that's really hot right now is like buyer webinars. Like think about home buyer seminars, home seller seminars. We used to do those all the time. People still do them. You can still do them on a Saturday morning, and whatever we used to do, we'd partner up with a lender and a home inspector, or whatever. And we do a 9 to 10:30 or 10 to 11:30 kind of thing on a Saturday morning, and donuts and coffee, and we'd rent a room somewhere, and we'd get 20, 30 people in there, like a first time home buyer seminar. And we pass around the sheet. Anybody wants to know more info and get them in touch with the lender, and the lender's there speaking, and I'm speaking, and the home inspector speaks, and whatever. But you could do all that now with a webinar. You could do a Wednesday night at 7 p.m. or 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. kind of thing, whatever, and you run ads for that, or you're posting all over social media, getting people to come in. They got to register to get the link to get into your webinar. So you're capturing everybody's information right off the bat. And now you add those people into your database and you're marketing to them through different things, and you're getting in touch with them after the after the online seminar, which doesn't cost anything to do. So there's people doing a lot of that stuff right now. You know, webinars are a big thing. You could do a seller webinar, you know, whatever, I don't know. Just thinking of, I don't know. Put $10,000 more in your pocket when you sell your home. Don't miss this free webinar. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Whatever. And you're going to do an hour long, 45-minute long webinar on tips to get their home ready for sale, things that, that they need to do. There's just things you could do like that. And you'll get people raising their hand like, yeah, I want to know more. I'm thinking about selling. And now you add more to sellers to your database, and you start marketing to them and doing different things and winning them over, become the expert to them. So, Ryan, one with my lenders for buyers every third Wednesday. Yeah. Is it, Ryan, are you doing it? Is it online or is it live, like in person?
Well, we started it in person, but we transitioned it to online because we had a lot of people register in person, but only a few to show up saying that their schedules didn't accommodate it. So we shifted it. And I meant to say Saturday, not Wednesday. It's every third Saturday. But yeah, so
Okay.
we still will do in-person ones as well, but it's more productive and easier to do when we're doing it virtual. Just the
Yeah.
webinars.
No, that's awesome. You'll get people that don't show up, but you got their contact info. They raised their hand saying they want to know
Yeah.
more. They just couldn't make it at that time, or they forgot, or they got busy, whatever. But now you
Yeah.
got a system, and it's good follow back, and send them a recording of the webinar, that kind of stuff. You do a
Yeah.
few of them, and you get it down where there's one that really worked. You liked it. It felt good. It was an hour. The lender was on. I was on. The inspector was on. Whatever. It was just a good one. Now you do an on-demand webinar. You just put it out there and let the people just register anytime, and now they can watch it. But you get the contact info for them to be able to watch it. They got to give you their name, email, phone number, and then you send them the link right there off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing that we did. As a matter of fact, this last one we just did on Saturday, I was hosting the trifecta open house thing that I got the inspiration from the last call we did maybe a couple of weeks ago. I held 3 open houses in the same day. And I was at one of the open houses early and I had buyers coming in early. And because of me being on the webinar, they're like, oh, well, wow, I guess I should use you as my agent then. And I already had agents. So yeah, it definitely works.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. I gotta find this thing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this and still talk at the same time. It's messing me up. Hold on. Where is this? Okay, here we go. This is really good. This list of questions. Remember the list of questions she had yesterday when she gets an expired listing on the expired seller on the phone? Really good. I'm going to put this in the chat because it's a good set of questions she's got. Here you
The other
go.
thing I think was phenomenal is just obviously her disciplines were incredible, but she just walked through kind of her day and what she's done to turn off all notifications on all social media. 6 to 9 a.m. is all about personal development, all about her and pouring into her and getting her ready. And then from 9 to noon, she always does the most important things, whether it's making calls to expireds and all that kind of stuff. But man, if you weren't on there yesterday, man, she was fire. And when you hear her story, for all the way up to the age of 18, she was down at a hospital. It's a very rare disease, like 1 out of 1 million who get it, and at a hospital. So she could have played the victim. She finally overcomes that. Then she gets cancer and in and out of hospitals for a couple more years. She doesn't start real estate till she's 25. I think she's been in for now 7 years as icon multiple times, has like 50 agents in her group. But man, if you want to get inspired and figure out what do you need to do to raise your discipline level, and I mean, she was truly amazing. It's worth everybody going to listen to. I was pretty fired up when I got off that thing, thinking,
Yeah, it's
man, I
good.
need to up my game. Wow, she was
Really,
good.
really good. So, Nash asked here, there you go, Nash. Good morning. I see palm trees and the beach. There you are. There you
Good
are.
morning.
Popped in there. Hello, sir. Nash is new with us. He's out in California. So, where are you at in
Washington.
California? Where? Oh,
Washington.
that's right. I'm sorry. I'm Washington. My bad.
Oh,
My bad. I've said that a
close.
couple of times now. I've had a lot of people in California join lately. So, but Washington up there, yeah, right there, Washington, Oregon. Is someone using a funnel to go after expired listings, and how effective is it? I'm not right now, although I am building out the multiple offers piece. And I'm going to use that for expireds. I did download a list yesterday of about 2,800 people off of a site called PropStream. I paid 1 month for it, just to download. Those are expireds we've had here in Colorado Springs over the last like 12 months. I put them all into my Attract ROI, and I'm going to start sending them all emails and voicemail drops. A bit. But anyway, I'm going to start sending them stuff on multiple offers. We're offering them like cash offers on their homes. That's something I'm playing with, and I'll let you know how that goes. I mean, there's that piece, but also even running ads. I've got like a landing page set up for it. I'm going to start running that out there. I'm hoping to by the end of this week. I'm just working on a drip campaign right now, finalizing that. Put myself in there, and I caught some mistakes in it, so I'm kind of reworking that a little bit. But I want to get that up and running, and then put it out to people that anybody wants to do it. Jennifer, I saw you on mute. Are you doing some stuff with expireds?
Yes, I have a funnel for expireds.
Okay.
And I built out like a 14-day campaign of I drop them silent voicemails, like voice messages, so they get those, and then they'll get emails. I'd say maybe half the time I get a call on those, and then once they've expired through that 2 week, then I have the cash offer program. I have another funnel built out for that, so then I throw them into that.
Nice. I'd like to see your for. So where are you getting the leads from?
So what I do is I look at our multiple listing service every day, and when we have an expired, I automatically put it into my multiple offer system.
Okay.
I run the address and then I save it and then I do a trace on it. And then once I trace it, it goes right into my Attract ROI, and I can add a tag that starts the expired listing. And then once it hits the end of that expired listing, if they haven't responded, it'll then add the tag of the cash offer program.
Nice. You and I need to get on Zoom. I want to see exactly what you're doing.
It's probably not by far perfect, but it does. I do get calls. I do get, like, once they go to the cash offer program, I do get some that I'll get an email that says so and so submitted a request for a cash offer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I would love to. Seriously, I will get in touch with
Maybe
you.
Jennifer should come. We should get her to come and just show the whole group that exactly
Yeah.
what she's doing.
Well,
If
definitely.
she's open to do
It's
that.
just been something, yeah, that I started playing with. I probably have plenty of irons in the fire, but just kind of seeing what works.
Do you want to do it right now? Should we see it right now? Can you
I
share it right now?
actually have to dip out. I've got to be out of here in about 10 minutes to go for a
Okay.
showing, but I'd be happy to, like, maybe next week.
Maybe next week we could look at that just to see what you're doing with it. So
Perfect.
it's a big thing right now. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many homes coming off the market that
Yeah.
aren't selling.
We don't get a lot of expireds. I mean, I have like 2 days a month where there might be a dozen or two, but like literally it may be like one a day in my MLS. There's not a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. We have quite a few here where I'm at least. I maybe it depends on the market, pricing, different
Well,
things. But
there
go
are
ahead.
old expireds also, like 90 days or 6 months old.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that was my thinking with this list. I went back 12 months, and it literally was like it's a big list. I mean,
sure.
it was like 2,800 people. So I got their names, their emails, their phone numbers, their all this stuff. I put them all into a tractor ROI, and what I'm going to do is I might do I'm thinking to do like a voicemail drop on every one of them. They all get a voicemail from me along with an email and a text. And again, I'm going to spread that out. I know a guy that's doing it like every 6 minutes.
The only thing is I was like, when I was working through it with Glenn setting that up, he's like, these people haven't given you permission to text them.
Okay. Right.
So that was the only thing. I didn't put text into it because we haven't been given permission to text them.
Okay.
As soon as they respond back to me, then they're fair game. But right away from the get, I don't have
Okay.
texting in mind.
Okay. maybe an email.
I do a voice message drop and an email, but I don't text.
Is there any issue with the voicemail drop with the DNC list?
Glenn told me no. I mean, like it's not actually ringing their phone.
Yeah. Yeah. I know people that are, well, she mentioned that yesterday, even. Like she's doing it. She's like, don't tell Leo.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing that I found frustrating with the EXPs do not call is that like I have a booster ad on one of my listings on BoldTrail, and somebody could submit the form and their information, and they go into my BoldTrail and it says do not call. Like it won't automatically start doing texts or those things because they've registered their phone number for the do not call. So you got that big do not call in red there next to their name, but they've submitted their information to me.
Yeah.
So that's one challenge that I've come across with the whole do not call thing.
Which to me, that seems like at that point, if they've submitted to you, like
I don't know if I need to figure out a way around BoldTrail so that BoldTrail will send that stuff out, even though you know does that make sense? Like
yeah.
BoldTrail saying, oh, they're on the do not call list, so we're not going to send them the drip that you've created, but they've submitted their information, so
That's
they
bizarre.
override
Oh,
it.
yeah, and when you figure that out, let me know too, because like when I was boosting properties for my open house, I got a couple of the leads that came through as do not call. So of course my BoldTrail system didn't send the automatic, messages and stuff I have set up. But I'm like, if you put your information in with just general do not call altogether, if you're on the do not call registry, but you put your information in on something online, it's supposed to be able to take you right off of the do not call list. So if you ever find clarity in that, would you let me know?
Yeah, no, that's been just this. I had my first listing and I noticed that right away, and I'm like, that's frustrating because I'm paying to advertise it. They're giving me the information, but then BoldTrail says, wait, they're on the do not call list, so we won't send them anything that's in your drip. Maybe that's an Anthony question.
I was gonna say, maybe are you part of his thing at all? Have you done any of his
No,
training stuff?
no, I'm
Okay.
not.
That could be something. And Jeanette, you're in there. I'm in there. I'm getting ready to get through that myself just to upgrade some things on that. But maybe to ask Anthony that. How do we get around the do not call thing? If a lead comes in, is there a way? Is there a workaround on that? He
Yeah,
would know how to do it if there
it's
is.
from a BoldTrail boost. So like, anyways, I've got to duck out though.
Cool. We'll talk,
Soon.
Jennifer. Okay. Seriously. I want to see what you're doing with all that.
Sounds good.
That'd be awesome. So, and then Nash, I did put a link in the chat here. It's a one of our Tuesday trainings that we had on expired listings that Tim Hollenden did, a whole system that he used for a long time. What I like about like what Jennifer's doing, and even and what Tim did in this training is, different from what she did yesterday. She's doing using a dialer making calls, which works. Um, it can be challenging because these sellers are getting bombarded by phone calls. So, but again, it's working for her. I mean, she's just, she's got thick skin, and it's like if they scream at her, she just moves on to the next call. It's not a big deal, whatever. But she's getting people to talk to with that system. Tim's system in this video here, and then what Jennifer's talking, it's like they're calling you. So it's a little bit different. It's just a different approach. They both work, but anyway. So you can take a look at that video there. Yeah.
I think using the dialer, like if you could call old expires, probably might be a better option, better route to go because they're not getting like 50 million calls. A lot of agents are not really going after those old expireds.
Right.
That's
Well, and yeah,
exactly what Corinne just said yesterday.
they'll
A
get
lot of
bombarded
people
for the
aren't,
first
but
3 or 4 days, probably.
Right,
And then after
exactly.
that, it's
Yep,
like it's on to the
right.
next.
Yep,
So you call them a week later, 2 weeks later, and they're more
yep,
likely to talk, more open to talk,
right.
whatever.
Jeff, Mary asked a question. I don't know if that got answered. Mary, what's the most effective way to introduce yourself on a Facebook lead?
Yeah, without being hang up. I don't know what do you guys, how do you what is your success when when you first introduce, do you have to mention that you answer to your lead, to your Facebook ad? Because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna say? So can you give me a good intro with confidence and so that I can capture them.
Sure. Do you have something, Kathy? What are your thoughts on?
I just chuckle really because first thing that came to my mind is that's a good chat GPT question, right? And I would put in there, give me three options and just see what fits you best. Like, hey, this lead came in with from this. Like, I'm looking for three great responses to that, to come across with some confidence, right? Whatever the specifics are, the high level specifics, and I would just see what chat GPT says.
I did that, but I just want to know how other people are.
For me, like
Oh,
I'm
perfect.
getting new construction leads, through my platform right now. So I mean, and so if the the phone ring, I see the phone ring and leads coming in. If I'm free, I'll answer it, and then it calls them. If they answer, whatever, it's just a real quick, hey Anjanette, this is Jeff Morrell. I saw you. We just sent you a whole list of new construction properties. You're on the website right here. What do you are you guys looking to make a move here in the next little while? How you doing? Yeah, and I just hit them, and I don't get a lot of hangups. I mean, if I do, I do. But it's now again, not a lot of people answer the phone, because they don't know my number, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll get that 1 out of 10. That's what happened last week. I mean, that guy that lead that came in, he did answer, and I said exactly what I just said right there, Justin. Hey, Justin, this is Jeff Morrell. I'm a realtor here in town. I saw where you just were on one of our websites looking at new construction homes. We just sent you the list. So, are you guys looking to make a move in the next little while? What's up?
Okay.
Hey, and we ended up having this 10-minute conversation,
Okay.
and whatever. He was out looking at homes 3 days later, and he's probably going to go under contract here in the next day or two.
Oh,
So, yeah, it's nice when that happens. It happens.
yeah.
So, but that's usually my conversation is I just jump in, you know. I don't, hey, this is Jeff Morrell with eXp Realty. How you doing? I mean, I don't do that, you know.
Yeah.
I think I talk enough to where they just don't have time to
Yeah.
jump in and say something. So, but
To practice that.
yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense or if anybody else is doing something different. If you got something better or different, but that's kind of what I've done. I saw you on one of our websites. We just sent you that list of homes you asked for. Where are you guys looking to make a move here in the next little while? What's happening? And we start talking. So, what else? Who else?
By the way, Jeff, I didn't hear back from Anthony.
Oh, you did not? Okay, I'll reach out to him today. I'll make sure. I'll do it. I know he's traveling and he's in between meetings and stuff, so I'll follow back with him here
No rush.
as soon as
That
we get that figured out. So, Chrissy, anything
Hey.
we can help with? Good to see you.
No, I just
Yeah.
re-signed up for the funnels again, so they just went active. And yeah, just getting that going again.
Let me know if you want to. We should get online and because there's tweaks to make. I promise
Okay.
you. There's
Yeah, let's do
adjustments to
that.
make. Get on my calendar.
Okay,
Um,
I'll do that.
I'll text you my calendar link. You can just pick a time, get on there. We'll go over some stuff. And Jeremy, if you want to catch up on any of that stuff too, just you know, um, just let me know. I'm always happy to jump on just 15 minutes, 20 minutes just to do a quick adjustments, along the way. You're going to be making little tweaks as you go and new ideas, new things. So just let me know.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
So, okay. Yep, for sure. Nancy, how are you doing? It's good to see you again. You doing good? Things are good? Very cool. Up there in Nashville, you and Kathy got to hook up, grab a coffee, grab some lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Good barbecue there the last time I was there in Nashville.
Yep, they do.
Yeah. So, Andy, anything we can help you with at all while you're here?
No.
No? Okay. Cam, I know you're just in a whirlwind right now, baby world, and heads fogged and, trying to think and trying to do real estate and trying to get into EXP and not getting any sleep, whatever, sleeping 2-hour naps here and there. Is that kind of how it is? When have you set up a time with Vonda yet? Have you been able to get on her calendar at all? You're muted.
There we go. I'm unmuted. No, I haven't been able to set up a time quite yet. Right now, I'm doing some different things. I gotta do some shipping stuff today, but
Sure.
I'll probably try to set something up today and get on the calendar at least. I'll probably do it right now since I'm sitting here at my computer.
Yeah,
But
and you can schedule whenever you want. You can schedule for next week or whenever it works for you. Whatever. But
yeah,
just I'd pick a time, get on there, and then you and I'll meet after you meet with her.
yeah,
Because we'll go through some of this stuff. Be good for you guys. Be good for both of you, honestly. But be great for your wife, especially to get signed up for the next fast cap. I would tell both of you to do that.
yeah.
Which if you go to expuniversity.com, and you'll see it on there. The next one, when's the next one start? July
I
8th?
think it's 20. I think it's the 23rd, but
No, it's
I'll
not that late.
I'll look.
It's not that far out. I know you're thinking that June 23rd is that started yesterday. That was yesterday. That was the
Yeah,
open
that was
house.
yesterday.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I think
Let
it's
me
July.
look real quick. Hang on.
Are you talking about the cap thing?
Fast cap. Yeah.
That's cap. I had it written down for 7/8 through 8/20, 1 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, no Wednesday, and then Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it does
double
start
check
July
it, but
the 8th.
I got, yeah,
Okay. Cool. July 8th.
8.
Yeah. Definitely good for people to get on. And I would tell you, whether no matter how long you've been in business, I mean, just jump in that one. So you're getting that one too, Ryan. That's awesome. Really good stuff. You're going to get leads from it. They're going to give you leads, through realty.com. You'll get those for 12 months if you finish the class, 6 weeks for 3 hours a week. To me, it's such a no-brainer, whether you've been in business for 5 months or 5 years or 25 years. Like, just get into it, go through it.
Yeah.
You'll pick
Yeah,
up some good stuff.
did you hear anything about getting that mentorship waived? I know that we had talked about it, but I didn't know if you had heard anything back
I
from it or
did hear a
anything.
reply that they said most likely it should happen. Because if you guys come in like that, we'll go
Yeah,
into let's see. Is her license moved over yet?
I just did it last night, and
Okay.
it was late, so I didn't text you about it. I think I texted you this morning about it that I got it moved, so maybe
Okay.
text whoever it was to
Yeah.
double check in
Let
on
me
that.
look here real quick. Are you free right after this, Cam?
Yeah, yeah, I'll be free.
Let's jump on my Zoom right after this. We'll get out of here in a few minutes. Let's jump on my Zoom and we'll go into EXP World and talk to one of the brokers in there. And I think we'll probably be able to get it waived. So, okay.
Okay, sweet.
So we'll
That'd be
figure it
cool.
out. Yep. Let's just meet on my Zoom. It's just the Zoom link is my phone number. So if you just hit join and put a phone number and you'll be there. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Anything else? Anybody? Any last questions, thoughts, comments? Good stuff. Moving forward. I know a lot of you are new. A lot of you getting things set up. It's overwhelming at first. It's like a fire hose coming at you. So hang in there. Stay
Hello.
strong. Yeah.
Hello.
So, hey,
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. I got my performance management certificate at the NAR convention,
Okay.
which helps me get a lot of referrals.
Okay.
It's the Women's Council of Realtors.
Okay. Nice.
So that was, for me, it was great. So I
That's
get a
awesome.
lot of referrals. That's another thing you can do, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah. That's awesome. How'd you get it through NAR? What was it? Is it just
I was invited.
okay?
I was invited in Puerto Rico,
Okay.
and then they made me president of one committee, and then they invited me here, and so it's kind of rolling. But I know I'm going to try not to stay too much in the, mental thing. But I met a lot of people from all over the world. It was really great.
That's
Great
awesome.
conference.
Good for you. Very cool. Good.
Gave out a lot of cards
Yeah.
with my picture because people give me their cards, and if I don't have a picture, I can't remember.
Who they are. Yeah, I hear you. Well, good. Get some referrals that way. Danelle, did you have another question? I saw your hand go up.
We only have 2 minutes. I was wondering, I'm only going to ask one question.
Okay.
The woman that did what you were saying, she did the expires yesterday, or you were
Uh-huh.
talking about you were going to send. Okay. Does she Did she tell you what she starts with for the commission? Is it 6?
She didn't say. I don't think she said on there. She didn't say.
What is the most common with you? Is it 6%?
I'm gonna do 6. I'm gonna do 6%. Sometimes I'll do 7.
Okay.
I get 4, they get 3. You
right.
know, show your value, and it's not an issue. You know, so it's one of the things I've learned. So I'll rarely do less than 6. You know, if it's a past client, things we'll do. I've cut it down to 5 different things.
Right.
You know, stuff like that,
Sure,
repeats,
yeah.
different things.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna do 6, and then just show them here's all the stuff I'm gonna do for you. Here's why I'm charging 6. And here's how
Okay.
this works. You know, and they're good.
That's good. Thanks.
So, okay, cool. Good to see everybody. Thanks for jumping in. We're here. We're available. Just reach out if we can help you in any way. Seriously, let us know. We don't know if we don't know. So just tell us when you need help, and we all need help at times, me included. So
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
So, all right, guys. Good to see everybody.
Okay.
Have a great day. Okay.
Bye,
Cam, I'll see you
everybody.
on Zoom. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.